Okay, we're live. All right. Now, good evening, everyone. I hope you can hear us. I'm just going to put in a quick little message here to say refresh your screen now, if you haven't already. Okay. It says 8 seconds. Okay, let me just put this in there. It should be. Okay, very fancy. We've actually got a little thingy here telling them to do that. Okay. Gosh. All right. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Hopefully you can see us now. Can you just let us know, please? Could I have a few sort of yeses in the chat box or something of that sort, just to say you can see us? Okay, I know there is a little bit of a delay. Okay, so Sonia can see us. All right. Max, we'll try and do our very best. Okay, so can you all see us? Okay, Jordan says hi, Marion, so that's good. Okay, let me just do that, Mark, and then we'll get going. Okay, excellent. All right, brilliant. Okay, so today we have a special treat for you, and I know many of you will have heard me talk before, and you know, all of that, and especially my team, they get an absolute year full of me. So today I have a very special treat for you all. Okay, and of course we've all seen Mark Dale. Not very many of us know Mark Dale. And I just want to tell you, just very quickly, how I've come to know Mark, and just a little bit of it as an introduction to him. And then, quite literally, I'm going to just ask Mark a couple of leading questions in between, and then let him go for it. Okay? You will realize that Mark is so passionate about this that he's very happy to talk as much as you'll need him to, really. Now, I first met Mark when I became a business coach for iPAS, right? And I will say, I've been chatting with Anthony. I know Chris from way back when, but I'd never met Mark, right? And the very first time I met Mark, I kind of had, and Mark doesn't know this, so it's true confession time. I kind of had mixed feelings. It was like half of me was going, uh-oh, and the other half was saying, I think I'm going to like this guy, because with Mark, you basically get what you see, kind of thing. All right, and with that, I'm going to hand over to Mark, and let me just see. Yes, I'm sure they can all see you as well, Mark. That's great. All right, Mark. Right. Oh, and by the way, at that time, Mark had hair. So he's now shaved all his hair off just to look like Chris. He wants to keep keeping with Chris. But there you go. Mark, there you go. I'm going to hand over to you, Mark. To begin with, tell us a little bit about yourself. Give us a little bit of a background about yourself and that kind of thing. I'm sure all of us want to hear.
Well, sure. I appreciate it. Thank you, Mary, and I really appreciate you having me on here today, and for everybody tuning in to listen to my 2 cents. I will try to keep up to the reputation that Marion has told you. I'm the son of a military officer, so I grew up with military in my blood. That's how I'm wired. So I'm very, very respectfully honest, and sometimes with a little bit of tough love, it comes across as too honest at times. But as Marion said, that's just me. And I've got a chance to know Marion quite well over the last 5 months with the coaching, training, and stuff like that with Anthony. And I imagine sometime during this webcast, I will drop into my Marion impersonation. You guys could close your eyes and you'd be like, oh my gosh, it's like Marion is speaking right now. I that Mark, you're so good with that impersonation. It's very, very fun. So I may very well drop into my Marion impersonation at any time. So as far as a little bit more about me, my wife and I live here in Minnesota in the United States. I understand the people that are watching right now are from all around the UK and Europe, even out toward Australia and all around. So I actually live in the state of Minnesota here in the United States. This is where all the Norwegians ended up. That is my heritage. Is quite Scandinavian. All of my bloodlines come from Norway and Sweden. As far as a little bit more about me, my wife and I, we own a gym here in Minnesota. We are in the fitness industry. That is something that we've been doing for quite a long time right now. The gym that we have is exclusively for women. My wife Terry runs that operation. It's called the B-Fit Studio. It's right here in Minnesota. So fitness has always been a big part of my life, and that's been my background as far as what I've done. I had a real estate background back in the late 90s, mid-90s. I sold real estate as a realtor here in Minnesota for about 15 years. After that, I got into the gym business, and after that, I've been working with Chris Jones for the last couple years. So as to say that I've ever punched a clock or worked for somebody, I have not done that for almost 20 years. I don't know what it's like to make W-2 income. I do not know what it's like to punch a clock, trade my time for money. That concept I do not have. I don't know how I would even do in an environment like that. I don't know if I had to go ahead and punch into a clock and then do what I do and then get paid and then answer to a boss. I'm not quite sure how well that would go for me. So I have a free spirit and an entrepreneurial spirit. Right now, the only thing I'm ever interested in is trading successful activities for money. I do not see time in the equation ever. I don't see, well, how long does it take to do something? That's never in my mind. I don't care about how long it takes. All I am very interested in is a successful achieving that achievement. I want to do something successfully, and that's where I trade my successful outcome for money. I don't trade time for money. I'm not punching a clock and trading my time for money, which fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you see things, 90% of the people in the world are W-2 income. That means they're trading their time for money. They are very interested in getting a job with benefits so they can have security. I understand that. I really do. I am not a secure person. I'm not a safe person. I am. I want to reap the rewards of my efforts. And when it comes to making effort, if any of you were able to watch that video before the webcast, I'm very much interested, as that video talks about, and Marion will back me up on this, is that in the coaching world, in the fitness world, many people come to me and they say, Mark, I'm very interested in getting back in shape. I'm very interested in turning my life around in the fitness world, and I really need to get myself back together. And I'm very interested to hear what they have to say, because quite honestly, everything after they say that is all of the excuses that they've got lined up in their mind that are the perfect excuses that work out well for them as to the reasons why they could not succeed, or the reasons that they believe in their own mind are the reasons that they couldn't achieve what they want. They ask me, Mark, can I have some accountability? I need some accountability. I need to get this turned around. I said, you got it. Here's your accountability. So it's been my experience over many, many years is that as though people ask me for accountability, it's the one thing that as soon as they get it, they don't want it anymore. They don't want any more accountability because it's hard. Let's face it. When you commit yourself to a successful outcome, it's not easy. I'm never going to tell you it's easy in the gym or in this business we're about to talk about today. I'm not ever going to tell you it's easy. I am going to tell you it's worth it. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm very much going to tell you this is worth it. Okay, so make no mistake that I'm ever going to come across and say something that is worth it. And the glorious outcome that we have as an opportunity in front of us is just that. And everybody that comes to me and tells me what they want, I listen for a short time. I want to listen to what they have to say, and I'll be very respectful to hear what they have to say. And then all of a sudden, very quickly, I cannot hear them anymore because I just look at their feet. Okay? Just look at their feet, and I wonder, what are they going to do? All right? So as we go through this whole meeting today, you guys, I will trade you an enormous amount of respect to where you're coming from, and I will always appreciate your story, your point of view on this. But I want to let you know that if this is something that you want to choose to do, and it is something that you want to take advantage of, I'm going to tell you it's not easy, but it is worth it. Okay, so I want you to understand that that's my point of view on this whole thing. And it seems to work. It really, really does. When you can add accountability to the appropriate activities, your outcome is outstanding. And I will testify to that. I believe Marion will testify to that too, and I believe there'll be plenty of people in the comments that will testify to that fact as well. It's my opinion is that accountability is missing a lot in the world these days. There is no accountability and there's no consequence. I make a living on holding people. I make consequences in case they decide to quit. I make consequences in case they decide to do the wrong thing. Okay, and again, that just goes back to my tough love background. Okay, I know that can be a little bit harsh sometimes, but I believe that if you say you want to do something and then you don't do it, probably there should be a consequence to that. You know, but that's just me. So I guess Miriam's gave me a list of questions here. I'm just going to kind of go through it, and of course take an opportunity, Marion, if you ever see any comments, because I just can't see the comments on the screen. If anybody has questions, you just fire it out there. I'd be more than happy to share whatever I have.
Absolutely. Mark, before you carry on, can I just do a little bit of housekeeping here, please? Just to sort of reassure everyone. First of all, you're here as guests of the Prosperity Dream Achievers Group. All right, we love having you all on here. Obviously we come in contact with everybody in this amazing business, and we're just so pleased to be able to invite you to our team call. The one thing I will say is that our team, even within our team and on the outside, this is a completely safe place for you. So you'll see that button underneath, etc. It's all coded to you. So if you've invited guests and they use that, all that kind of thing, it goes directly to you. All right. So on behalf of my team, welcome to this. We just love having house guests. If it was not a virtual world, we'd be passing around tea and biscuits. Okay? And cookies, exactly.
Yes.
But as it is, what I have done is, because I'm going to watch the chat in case there are any questions, etc.
Sure.
I've given Mark a little list of questions that I know you would want to know. Okay, so I'm going to just let him go for it. Mark, I'm going to watch the webinar room in case there are any questions and things. If you need me, call me, I'll be here. All right.
Absolutely. Thanks.
And then you can just take it away. You're welcome.
I will promise I will not be too mean and yell.
You
guys, what you don't know is how much fun Mary and I have had bantering, bickering back and forth for the last 5 months and having fun with our training. So I definitely enjoy having a good time and take a few digs at her just to make some good laughs, but it's fun. So I have a question is what is my relationship with Chris? So I guess I should probably share that with you guys. Well, Chris Jones and I, we go back almost 10 years. I would say, well, probably about 9 years right now. Chris and I first met each other in a business opportunity for a network marketing company called VM Direct. They had a product called Hello World. They were a video email product, and they used network marketing to do the marketing of the product. So Chris and I were both affiliates of that company. That company did not make it, as far as I know. That they didn't make it. They really messed up with some of their technology. I don't have all the details there, but I can tell you the short answer of it is that Chris and I were no longer part of that company. All right. And Chris and I went our separate ways after that. I got into the gym business. Chris, you know, will tell the story about him, moving around Miami and doing a broker and doing the internet marketing business. And he started learning and doing his internet marketing business, 8 years ago. But at that time, I was in the real estate business and then got into the gym business. So I was a self-employed, real estate business owner and gym owner. And I would say about 2 years ago, Chris Jones reached out to me. He called me out of the blue because his background, actually Chris's background, is he used to be a Muay Thai kickboxer in Thailand, and he has a background in that. And since the gym I owned at the time was a mixed martial arts training facility where we trained, like you would see the fighters in the octagon or the UFC, however you want to call it, I would train men like that. So Chris reached out to me. He said, "Mark, I need you. I saw a video of yours online. I had made an online video that was very much directed toward men. It was a challenge video, let's just put it that way. And it really got to Chris. He admits this. He's like, that video you made online really got to me, and I need you. I want to, I need your help. I need you to hold me accountable. I need you to be able to give me a hand." Marion, I'm just taking a look here. Am I still on here okay? Just looking at my screen and things just turned a little bit black. Did I lose you? Sorry guys, this is my first time on a Google Hangout. The view I'm looking at on my side, I've lost Marion, and I've lost everything I'm looking at. So it's possible you're seeing me right now and I'm not seeing anything. So I apologize for that. So I'm trying to see how to get back online here. Sorry, it's goofy. Every once in a while when you're subject to technology and it might do a goofy thing like this. Get a little bit lost. So hopefully we can get this right back on. So I'm also chatting with Marion on Skype here too. I'm not sure if she's able to get these messages or not. So. There you are, Marion. How's that?
There you go. Okay. So let me just see if we can see you, Mark, on the Hangout. Or,
okay.
Let me see if we can be seen here. Okay, they can see you, Mark. So okay. That's fine. Keep telling your story, they say.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I didn't know. I'm sorry, you guys. All of a sudden, my screen on my side, I lost. It went blank. I went black. I was like, "Uh-oh, what did I push?" I was like, I thought, "Uh-oh, I thought I hit something wrong." So I was sharing with my the reintroduction of Chris Jones into my life a couple of years ago. He reached out to me. He said, "Mark, I need you. I want you to help me with my fitness." And I said, "Of course, come on over." And of course, we got a chance to rekindle and restrike our old friendship. So Chris kept coming to my gym, and we started talking. Here's what I knew about Chris at that time. I knew he was wealthy. I did not know how he was wealthy. I knew he was in the internet marketing business, but I didn't know what he was doing in the business. I knew he was also grouped with other what do they call it, venture capitalists, things like that. So I knew Chris was dabbling in money-making opportunities online and things like that. So there was a time Chris and I were at the gym, at my gym, and we were lifting, and what I had asked him, I said, Chris, I said, what I wanted to ask you is that I have a few debts for the gym, and I wanted to consolidate all of my loans for the gym. What I wanted to do is I wanted to pay back all these creditors that I had, and had just one large loan for the gym as far as an operations capital loan that I had. I said, Chris, can you do me a favor? I said, I know you're talking to a whole bunch of other venture capitalists, so could you do me a favor, talk to those guys and see if there's anybody that would be interested in getting together with me and doing a loan for, let's just say, $100,000, because I just wanted to pay off all these other stray loans that I had and just consolidate everything into one. And Chris said, yeah, no problem, I can do that, Mark. I'll talk to a few people and see what we can do, and we'll probably have something for you, in a day or two. I said, great, that'll be cool. And I just kind of left it at that. So then a couple days later, Chris comes back to the gym, and I said, we're lifting. We're just in the weight room right now. I said, and did you come up with anything? He said, yeah, absolutely. He said, what I've decided, though, is that I'm not going to talk to anybody about making you a loan for $100,000. I'm like, what? He said, no, but I'll teach you how to make $100,000 pretty quick. So I'm like, okay, keep talking, right? I'm like, okay. He says, Mark, I've been doing internet marketing business for many years now. I've made 7 figures. I am fortunate enough to have figured this thing out. I'm fortunate enough to have the right connections and the right people in my life to do this internet marketing business successfully. He says to me, and this was a while back, he says, turns out myself and my other business partners, we are the #1 seller of this affiliate company called Empower Network. And it's going pretty good. So what I can do, Mark, if you want, I'll instead of just making a loan for you, instead of doing that, which I can do, how about if I just teach you how to make this much money real quick? Would that be a better? I said, well, of course, Chris. I mean, I get it. If a man's hungry, you give him fish. He's not hungry anymore. But if you teach him how to fish, he won't be. That's not. I'm like, of course. Keep talking. So. At that time, a couple years back, Chris Jones taught me everything I need to know about internet marketing. And I'm going to boil it down really quick here, gang. This is pretty darn easy. This is something you might want to start taking notes with. Start writing this stuff down, because these are the secrets to internet marketing. Okay. Find a system and be obedient to the system. Find a system that works and be obedient to that system. Holy cow, Mark, you're giving me all this information. This is amazing. I can't even believe it, right? So this is what I know is true. This is what I know is true in fitness. This is what I know is true in business. This is what I know is true in internet marketing. This is what I know is true in most things, is that when you find something that works, just do that. Just do that and be obedient to it. Plug into it, be obedient to it, and you'll be just fine. So look, I'm not here as the grand wizard who knows all of this amazing intricacies of internet marketing. However, I do know an enormous amount of it now. Just so you know, I know a whole bunch of it. But that's not the important part that I want to share with you. The important part that I want to share with you is we're going to go through, and you're going to have an opportunity, and you're going to have a chance to make a decision to join us or not. But we have a system that's in front of you called iPAS2, all right? And it works. And if a dumb 46-year-old Norwegian can make this thing work, anybody can make it work, all right? That's what I want to share with you. And we'll get into some of the details, but I want you to understand that it is very simple, okay? It is not complex like most people demand that it has to be. Now, don't get me wrong. The internet marketing world and the business of online marketing and trying to make money online can be extraordinarily complex. There's a whole bunch of moving parts to it. a whole bunch of moving pieces. And if any of you have done it for any amount of time and you're trying to figure this thing out, guess what? It's going to get exciting. It's going to get very good. On the 4th of September, okay, you're going to have access to the iPAS2 marketing system, and it is a completely done for you franchise style marketing system that has everything we need to have a successful online marketing business, you guys. All right? That's what's in front of you, and that's the exciting part, is because we've seen it work, we know the numbers, we know exactly how it's going to work out for us, and although I would never be so blunt and bold and stupid to guarantee that you're going to make money, because I'll never do that, because if somebody ever tells you they're guaranteeing that you're going to make money, they're fools, because they don't know who you are. I would never make someone a guarantee that I can help them lose weight, because I'm not with them 24 hours a day finding out what they put in their mouth. I can't guarantee that stuff. I don't know. Look, I don't even know if you guys are going to make it to the end of this webinar. So I'm not going to make any guarantees that you're going to make money, but what I can guarantee you is that you have an outstanding opportunity in front of you, and if you'll plug into it and be obedient to it, and your feet do what your mouth says, and you will take action, you stand an amazing opportunity, an amazing chance to have a successful internet marketing business where you actually get to tell your boss, if you're in a W-2 world, you can tell them, I'm taking a hike, I'm done with you, I don't want to be working for you anymore. And guess what that equals? It equals an enormous amount of freedom. Okay, that's what we're talking about here, gang. When you have money in your pocket, it gives you options, it gives you freedom. All right. I guess my next question here that Marion wanted me to answer, she asked if I was involved in iPAS1. I was an integral part of that system. It would have been a couple years back when Chris and I, here's how it kind of was day-to-day life with Chris. He'd come to the gym and we'd work out and just talk about how we're putting the system together. so he and I would talk business and walk business while we're lifting weights and trying to figure stuff out. Then he'd jump back to his computer and we work it out. So he and I would talk all the time about, you know, the business, how it's being put together and how it's working. Now at that time, we had teamed up with a group within Empower Network called Prosperity Team. Now Prosperity Team was a group of individuals that was one of the most successful teams within Empower Network that was doing the Empower Network affiliate business. And the owners of the Prosperity Team and Chris Jones and his other business partners got together and they said, let's join forces, let's bring this thing together and come together and see if we can integrate the iPAS system that Chris has helped build with the Prosperity Team back office as well. Now at that time, it was a little bit of oil and a little bit of water, okay? Not completely compatible, but at the time, for the very first time, they tried to mix it all together and see if they could make something that worked. Now, here's the fun part. It actually worked pretty darn good for a lot of people. They actually made a whole bunch of money doing the iPAS1 program with the Prosperity Team. Okay? It was a very successful effort. We have a whole bunch of people that made a whole bunch of money. However, as I was a part of that program, at that time, we had what was called PBAs. They're called Professional Business Assistants. Those were people that had a chance to reach out to people that just came into the internet marketing business, and we would contact them. We would talk to them. We would talk to them about the business. And our job was to talk to them and re-explain everything about how they can get their hands on this marketing business, and then see if they wanted to be in the right position, which was to also own other products with Empower Network. And then of course I would talk to them about getting in the right position so they could have a successful internet marketing business. All right. So what we learned from that effort of the iPAS1 is that we had two pre-existing things that came together. We had Chris had put the iPAS1 with Prosperity Team and tried to put them together. It worked okay, but as Chris says, that's trying to put a square peg into a triangle hole. It did not quite work out. Okay. However, it worked pretty good at the time. So at that time, we had made a decision to build iPAS2 from the ground up. Okay. That's where we are now. Over the last 1.5 to 2 years, we have rebuilt this entire system of iPAS2 from the ground up. All right. Now, when you get to build something from the ground up, you get to figure out where were the holes before. When we mixed the two together, where were the gaps? Where was the communication gaps? Where was the successful gaps? Where was the duplication problems? Because as you know, in any business, any marketing business, you want to be able to have duplication. If part of your business is to sell things online, and part of your business is to give that same opportunity to anybody who comes into the business, you want it to be able to duplicate itself. And there was a few gaps and missing on that in the old system. Okay. Now we know exactly how to fix those gaps and exactly how to repair it all. This is very, very exciting, you guys. This is very exciting, and this stuff will make your hair fall out. I'm trying to explain to you, I had a full hair of hair before this thing started a couple years ago. So it's been rebuilt from the ground up, and I've got news for you. The way we have put this thing together is, I don't want to toot my horn super loud. I don't want to be egotistical. However, I'm always humbly grounded, and you're going to feel this. I am completely confident in this new system. And the reason I can say that is because I have money in my pocket because of it. Now, when Mark has money in his pocket because a system is working, he knows it works. All right? So I'm telling you, it works. Okay? I'm going to make you guarantees because I don't know if you're going to be obedient to the system. Okay? But I'm telling you, for me, it works. Okay? I am too old to start flashing checks around, flashing money around, and flashing pictures of Lamborghinis around. That's not my speed. I don't do it. It doesn't excite me. I understand there's a younger generation that enjoys that. I get it. I get it. That's fine. I used to be there, all right? I have other things in mind as a 46-year-old man now as far as what's important to me. Okay, what's important to me is my children, my family, my wife, my world. Okay, I don't need the flashy lifestyle things. So you'll probably never see me sitting on the hood of a Lamborghini trying to get my picture taken with a bunch of gold chains around my neck. That's not going to happen. Okay, that's just not my speed. But I understand people do it. That's fine. I love them where they're at. I got no problem with it. But the cool part is the next question Marion had for me. She says, what made you hang in there over the last few months waiting? And I love this question, actually, Marion. I really like this question. What makes me hang in there? What makes me know that in January we had this amazing iPAS2 blowout event over in Miami, okay, where they rented a stadium and a yacht and these parties, and they did all this stuff. What makes me hang in there from January until now, because it didn't get launched until now, because we were very much making sure that it was right, okay? The only thing that makes me hang in there is the confidence that I know that it's going to work. Because I have seen this thing from its little baby infant stage. Chris and I have grown it, we have watched it, we've nurtured it, we've fixed it, we've refined it, we've made it what it is now. And when you're part of that process and the development, it's exciting. For me, it was easier to wait because I knew what was coming every day. I knew what was coming every single day. Now, for you guys on the outside, not knowing what Chris and I and the rest of the team have been building, it could be frustrating. It could be like, oh my gosh, when is this thing going to launch? What's the deal here? I don't understand the wait. I mean, how long does it take to make a website? How long does it take to do this, you guys? I don't understand. What's the wait? What's the wait? Okay? And if that's you, I understand. Okay? I understand that's where you're at. But guess what? 3 days. 3 days from now, you guys are going to get to see the Ferrari that we built. And it's been hand-built. It's very, very exciting. In 3 days, you're going to get your hands on it. All right? You're going to be able to jump in there. You're going to be able to get it all set up for you. Now, if you don't have an iPAS2 account free, you need to do something about that. So I'm going to get a little little chewy here on you. Now I want you to click the button right below the screen of me of the video. Get your iPAS2 account for free. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. It's free. Okay? You get the whole thing for a full month and not have to pay a dime for it. Just do it. Okay? Now that we got that, now that you all click the button and you've got your free iPAS2 account, let's get on with this thing and have some fun. the thing. So the answer to the question is, you know, how have I been able to wait? My answer is because I've seen it being grown. I know what's gone into it. Okay? I know the videos that Chris and I have made in the process. They're, again, I try to stay humble, but they're very, very effective. They're very, very helpful in educating a brand new person that does not know anything about internet marketing. It takes them by the hand and says, look, here's how the system works. Here's some of the things that the internet marketing industry has done wrong, and if you've ever done this wrong, it's not your fault. Okay? Here's what we've done to correct it. So everything that you're going to learn in 3 days when we turn this thing on for you on the 4th of September, it's going to make sense. Okay? I'm not a smoke and mirrors guy. I'm not a quick talker to try to get you to jump off of the cliff on emotion. I'm not an emotional guy when it comes to trying to be a fast talker. I'm not going to sweet talk you into doing anything, but I'm telling you right now, when you get your hands on the system on the 4th and when it opens up for everybody, it's going to make sense to you. It's going to make very good practical sense that you know now how this thing works. You know why it works. You know exactly the ins and outs of internet marketing. It's like getting a Harvard education on online marketing. Okay, it's very, very effective. You guys will love it. Okay, and I'm trying to explain this to you because it had to be very thorough. In fact, Chris and I, we were like, look, we got to grandma-proof this thing, all right? And respectfully for Marion, we had to grandma-proof this thing because we wanted anybody to be able to understand how they can have a successful internet marketing business even if they don't know technology and they're not internet savvy, okay? We wanted this to be able to be completely set up. So that's why we keep calling it a franchise style a system, okay? So let's think about that. If you had to start this thing from scratch, and when we start talking about going into business for yourself, let's just use the restaurant industry as an example. If you wanted to do your own business and start making a hamburger joint, would you be more interested in starting from scratch and guessing whether or not you can get the equipment, guessing whether or not you can get the facility, guessing whether or not it's going to work, wondering if people are going to show up, wondering if you're going to be able to hire people, wondering all this stuff, and you got to recreate all of these systems from scratch to set up your new business? And I got news for you. I think it's about 90% in America of small businesses go out of business because they didn't have systems in place. Here's the fun part. When you start a franchise, you're buying systems that are proven to work. Big difference. Big difference between starting your own burger joint and getting a McDonald's franchise. Can we agree on that? Okay, if we can agree that if you owned a McDonald's franchise, the fact is that the systems are so strong there that a 16-year-old kid could run your McDonald's and manage it for you because the rule book of the systems are so strong, and that 16-year-old manager has to be obedient to the system. If they're not obedient to it, they get fired. Okay, it's just the way a McDonald's, they know where they're going to go, they know traffic, they know how much their hamburgers cost, they know advertising, they know the outcome before they dig ground. Before they even start the business, they know the outcome. Now you're asking me, how could I be so confident about it? Because I already know the outcome. You guys just don't know it. And I'm not coming to you with a crystal ball. I'm just trying to tell you I have gone through our system and it works. That's going to be the fun part for you. Okay? We have made the internet marketing business so easy that all you have to do as the user, all I have to do as the user, all Marion has to do as the user, is just keep an eye on one or two things and do those two things. You do not get distracted by all of the other crap that's involved with running a business. Okay? That's the beauty of the system. And again, I'm trying to explain this to you, and you guys don't know it because you haven't gone into it. You're just listening to me talk about it. But that's how it's been set up. Okay? And that's the education that Chris and I have put the training videos together right away. So once you go in on the 4th of September, you're going to be forced to listen to Chris and I. We're going to take you through a 5-video tutorial series that's going to teach you about doing the internet marketing. Okay? There's going to be no room for you to do anything else but learn. As soon as you learn and you decide that this is for you, okay, which statistically most people do, okay, because it makes sense. After that, you turn the system on. After that, you be obedient to the system and you just do it. You work the business and you let it work. That's the cool part, you guys. That's the cool part. Even a dumb 46-year-old Norwegian can do it. It's amazing. I just want to look here. I get another question here. We saw all the tech bits. I'm most confused about what iPAS can do. Okay.
Mark?
Yeah, go ahead, Mary.
Mark, can I just say, you know, with that next question I asked you, now, you see, I said we've seen all the techie bits on that launch event, webinar,
Yes.
etc. Now, I kind of feel, you know, that I'm at an advantage because obviously I've seen the tutorial videos that you'll have created and things. But for example, there's a lady there, Sandra, who's saying exactly that. You know, what is this all about?
Yes.
So I hand over to you. Go on then.
Sure, perfect, perfect.
Go on, Mark. Tell him.
I will. Okay, for Sandra and anybody else in her shoes that's trying to figure out what this thing is all about. What is this thing? Okay. The iPAS2 system, iPAS, it stands for Internet Prospect Acceleration System. And the 2 just means like 2.0. Okay, so it's the second major version of it. What it is it's a system that goes out into the internet and helps find customers to bring into your business. It is the prospecting portion of doing an internet marketing business. It's what we'll call in the business the front end. Okay, it's what gets people into your business, because the business that you're going to go into, here's the hard I'm going to answer the question, Sandra, but I want to explain something to you. I have to back up. You're asking the perfect question. The problem I've got is that if I give you the answer, it's going to mess things up. And let me explain why. And you need to follow this logic. In the system, if I give you this answer, you're going to make a decision. Or you have the ability to make a decision. And I'm going to give the answer, but you're going to have the ability to make a decision. In the system, we don't want anybody to make any decisions until they've learned everything. The problem I have with you right now, Sandra, is I can't teach you everything right now. It would take us many hours for you to learn everything. Okay? The system, once you get into it, teaches you everything. You're going to know about everything. All these questions you're wondering about, what is it, how does it work, what is it doing? You're wondering all this stuff. You're like, Mark, just tell me, what is it? Okay? And I can try to give you a 5-minute answer or a 10-minute answer on a live webinar, and I kind of do that. The problem is that you still do not have all the information to make your decision. This is a problem with it. Well, it's the nature of it, not the problem. It's the nature of it. When you get into the system on the 4th, you're going to go through a video series. It's very extensive that teaches you what iPAS is. It teaches you what it does. And you're going to know exactly what it is and why it works and how it works and when it works and on who it works. It's going to be very clear to you. It's going to be crystal clear to you as to what the heck iPAS is. Okay? And why you need it to be the marketing front end of your internet marketing business. Because on the back end of your internet marketing business is where you make all your money. Because that's where we sell products online. So then you're like, well, what are we selling? Right? I know. You got to be, well, what are we selling? Now, if I start answering all that, you're going to be like, well, here's the point. In the system, The logic behind the system is to teach you everything first. I think I lost you again, Marion. Sorry, guys. I just it looks like to me. Here we go. On my side, I've lost all communication. I'm like in the dark right now. I don't know if you can see me. That's my problem. Because my screen went blank. There we go. Are we back?
We're getting good at this, Mark.
I know.
I'm sure they can hear you still, Mark, so I would carry on if I were you.
Okay, then I will do that. I
I
just didn't know if I got lost or you got lost because my screen went blank. I was like,
no.
oh no.
Yeah, weird.
So to give you enough information about what the system is, and then the mistake that I might make or the mistake that is made is that you get enough little bit information to go and think this isn't for me. And if that's what happens, we have messed up the system, because once you get into it, it's going to teach you everything. It's going to show you everything. It's going to explain it so well, you'll be like, yeah, I'm there. I use this. And guess what? When you start going into the business of using the iPAS2 system and selling the back-end stuff and making big money, okay, because that's what it was built to do, and you're like, well, what are we selling? You'll see. That's my answer. You'll see. It's very exciting. Okay, but we use the iPAS system as the front end of the marketing tool to go ahead and sell the products online. Okay, and the products are amazing. The products are educational products. They teach us how to do the business. So the products are digital products, meaning they're PDF documents, they're videos to watch. So they're digital products, so they're delivered right away. Now, I don't know if I've answered your question, but I'm trying to tell you that the iPAS2 system is the front-end marketing piece of your internet marketing business to sell the back-end piece of your products once you learn about how it works on the inside. Once again, I sure do hope you have your iPAS2 free account, because once you do, and you click that button below, and whoever sent you to this, ever invited you to this webinar, you will click that button, and then you will be able to sign up for your iPAS2 free account. After you do that, you're going to see my friend Chris. After you sign up for this free account, you guys, once you click that button below and you sign up for the free account, you put that information in there, you're going to hear from my friend Chris, who we're talking about. And actually, he will give you a tutorial video of about 20 minutes where he takes us into the system. So how's that for an answer for you? It's waiting for you. Once you sign up for it, you'll learn a little bit more. Okay? So that's
and at the end of the day, Mark,
yes.
Just to say, you know, at the end of the day, it is free for 30 days. So
yes.
you can look around at that and, you know, make your mind up within that time. You haven't lost a thing, isn't it? So, yeah, that's what I like about it.
Absolutely. That is ultimately very true, Marion. Now, you know, again, can't make any guarantees, because if you sign up for your free account but then you never come back to it on the 4th and you never go through the video tutorial series that's in the system, then nobody can help you. Go back to your job and punch a clock and go back to work. Okay? Be a clock watcher and work for the weekend. Sorry to put it there to you, but that's just your options. All right? Let's look here. I got the next question here. What help and support will people get when they join iPAS, and what is the coach's role? Here we go.
Actually, Mark,
yes,
can I just interrupt you there 1 second? Just to say, sorry, stop being... Well, here's the thing, Mark. Like, that's something that really attracted me to the system. Because, you know, a lot of systems, they kind of have a lot of stuff front end, which kind of entices you into the system. But then once a person gets into the system, I remember myself, you know, not with iPAS, with a previous business that I was with, and actually which Chris was with as well. That's where I got to know Chris. And basically, I kind of handed over my money, got into the system, and then kind of sat there, and this was through somebody else altogether. I then kind of sat there and thought, okay, now you've got my money, what do I do?
Yeah, where is everybody? Yeah.
And one of the things that I love about the system is that the user experience after they join has been given so much importance. So sorry, I just had to button there, but I'll let you take
absolutely.
over.
Oh, perfect, Mary. No, you're spot on. You're spot on to what I was going to say. Now all I do is just say exactly what you said, but I'll just elaborate a little bit to it because Marion is spot on. I've been there too. You guys, I remember when I first trying to start to get into a business. It was a company back in 1986. It was an MLM. It was called Melaleuca. It was tea tree oil with a gold bar soap. So I remember watching the circles and lines back in the day of the network marketing opportunities, and that's when I got bit by the bug. However, once you get into a system, you get abandoned. It's unfortunate. What we've done to make sure that does not happen and that you are not abandoned once you get into the system is twofold. Okay, number one, what I want to talk to you about is that once you start and you plug into the system and you go through the video tutorials, it's very possible that at that time you will then have access to what we call our coaching department in iPAS2. Okay, if the person that sent you to this website is what we call a black card membership level within iPAS, that is the highest, most elite level within iPAS that a person can get to. Okay, if the person that sent you to this website is a black card level member within iPAS and they have hired a coach, that means someone like Marion, someone like me, someone in the coaching field within iPAS is going to be available to you to talk to them. Well, guess what? Isn't it nice to actually have someone to talk to when you're looking at making a decision whether or not you should do the business? That's what we're here for. We are here as coaches to help you discern the information, understand the information, and help you make the right decision for whatever's right for you, for whatever your goals are. Okay? This is all driven by you guys. It's whatever motive you bring into this equation is what you'll get fed back with from our coaching. Okay? The coaches are going to be very interested to know your background if you've ever tried to do an internet marketing business or an entrepreneurial business. They're going to be very interested in what your goals are should you choose to join us, on what kind of income you want to make. They're going to be very interested to find out what do you have for assets and what do you have for tools and what do you have for skill sets to be able to have a successful business. And guess what? After you're able to have conversations with your coach, either on the phone or by chat, there'll be a live chat box available to you to talk with them, or you'll be able to actually set up an appointment to be able to have conversation with them. Whatever it takes is that if the person who sent you to this website is a black card member with an iPAS and they've hired their coach, you're going to have somebody there to help you go through this decision-making process with you. That's the beautiful part of the system that we're part of, is that with all this high technology touch of the internet, all of this crazy stuff that's out there that internet marketers do, it's very high tech. Well, if you're like me, I do like the high personal touch. I would much rather I'd actually more rather meet somebody face to face than call them. I'd rather talk to them than text them. Okay? All right. I'd rather instant message them than whatever. My point is that I'm a face-to-face guy. Maybe that's old school, maybe it's not. I've learned that most people 30 years in their 30s and below, they actually prefer texting. They'd rather not talk to me. It's really weird. But that's just a generational thing. So we've got everything covered. Either you want to talk to us, or you want to instant message us, or you want to text us, or you want to make an appointment with us. So the coaches are available to you to make your decision on what you want to do with your internet marketing business. Now, the second fold of that question, or the second answer to that part, is once you've made your decision on joining us, in the system is an enormous amount of support and education and tutorials and even more help, weekly help, daily help. You're part of a community that's Facebook together. You are so plugged into so many people that are here to help. You have so much education available to you on how to do this new internet marketing business that you just got your hands on. It's outstanding. If you can click a play button on a video, you're going to learn everything there is to do. We do live webinars, I believe, almost every day. I'll have to check the schedules on it, but there's a fellow that's on the team, Mike. He does live training every day to teach you and I a game plan or an action plan that we can do. Okay, so it's very, very helpful for the person that comes into the system to be supported by all of the things that we built in there. Because look, let's face it, you guys, when we were able to build this thing from the ground up, we knew that that was a problem. I've been where Marion was. Marion was where she was, and Chris was where he was too. Because if you go into a business and then you're left and abandoned with no one there to help you, well, you've got to fend for yourself. If you have to fend for yourself, that's no fun for anybody. Let's face it. If you have to fend for yourself, the odds of your success go down fast because you're in an environment that you don't know. You're not sure of it. There's not much confidence there either. And you're like, well, I'm not quite sure if this is for me. And you got sweet talk by some fast-talking, mumbo-jumbo, smoke-and-mirrors person who's really good with their lips and telling you how much you're going to make and starts leading you to believe there's guarantees and crap like that. And you go, yeah, hell yeah, I'm going to jump into that. Let's do it. I'm up for that. Let's go. And you follow them. And once you follow them and they got your damn money, they leave you. Now that'll piss me off. If that happens to me, I hate it. I don't like it. Don't find me, fleece me, and forget me. It's not how we do things here at iPAS. We find you, and help you succeed. That's how it goes. Okay? Because here's what you don't know. That you'll learn in the system. But there's an enormous amount of influence for whoever got you here to help you succeed. Because here's the fun part. The better you do helps them. Now I've got a whole bunch of people on my team, and I know Marion does too. Marion's only motive is to help her team succeed. My only motive is to help my team succeed. Chris's only motive is to help his team succeed. Because when the team succeeds, you do better. That's what we call happening to you. You guys, this is happening to you. As soon as you get your hands on this thing and you're able to be obedient to the system and plug into it, it starts to happen for you. Okay? There's always those two sides of the coin when you're self-employed. There's no two sides of the coin when you're just a W-2 employee. All you do is put your time in and you get your paycheck. They take their taxes out and they give you benefits. And then if you're lucky enough to make it to retirement and still get what they promised you before, you're lucky. That's not how things work anymore. Okay? In self-employed world, things have to happen to you and then they happen for you because you're in the business of doing business. And when you're able to use the system that we have, you're able to let it work for you. That's the beauty of what we built. And when we built it from the ground up, when a genius mind like Chris Jones comes along and he says, here's what we need and here's what we need and here's what we need, okay? It's beautiful. This is his grand little baby as far as internet marketing goes. He's piecemealed these things together, got better and better and better and better and better over time. What you've got in front of you right now, let me humbly say that you've got in front of you right now the best Chris Jones the world has ever seen. Okay? Now, I'm going to say this, but I don't mean it to be the wrong thing. I'm making sure of that. Okay? Chris has asked me to hold him accountable. I chose to do that. And this is the best Chris Jones the world has ever seen. I'm very, very, very proud to say that. I have more respect for Chris Jones every single day than I can even explain to you. He is my best friend in the world. Okay? Now, when it comes to doing this business, he wants to make sure it's been built so anybody can do it and succeed. And I'm darn well going to hold him to that. for two reasons. Number one, I use the system and I need it to work. Right? I need it to work. Okay? Number two, I just told him I'd hold his feet to the flames, and that's what I do for a living, is I hold people's feet to the flames and I hold them accountable. Okay? Sorry, I just got off there on the side, Marion. I know that was an easy question, but I'm trying to say that there's an enormous amount of support during the decision-making process, and after you make the decision, there's an enormous amount of support in the community of all of these internet marketers that are doing the same thing, that are part of the iPAS2 family. You guys, we get together almost every quarter, or at least biannually. You're going to get a chance to meet us. You're going to get a chance to meet Marion. You're going to get a chance to meet me. You're going to get a chance to meet Chris if you want. We're going to be in Orlando in October, toward the tail end of October. I'd love to see you guys there. I'd love an opportunity to meet with you. Absolutely. It's going to be a blast. But we do these live events because guess what? Not everybody has the type of support that they need at home. And this might strike a nerve with a few of you, because if you've been here before, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. You may decide you want to do this business, and then you might tell your spouse about it, or your friends about it, or your family about it. And they're going to cut you off at the knees and say you're crazy. You're trying to do some stupid, crazy internet marketing thing. You're nuts. Might happen. Might happen. Could happen. I've heard. So what I want to share with you is that that's okay. I love them where they're at. They just didn't know. They didn't know how good the system works. They don't know. So that's okay. Okay? And I say, yeah, I'm doing this internet marketing thing. Chris Jones and I are making an enormous amount of money, and I'm not going to tell you about it. And then they go, well, why aren't you going to tell me about it? I'm like, because I don't like your attitude. Anyway, here's the point, is that in iPAS2, you have an opportunity to plug into a community of like-minded individuals that are doing a successful internet marketing business like you are. Birds of a feather flock together, gang, and I'm telling you, once you get plugged into a group of people that are all sailing the same direction, you got the wind at your back, and you're going to enjoy the camaraderie of what we've built here at iPAS2. You're going to enjoy like-minded people helping you, supporting you, in all of the things you're doing with this new internet marketing business. So it's an enormous supportive group of people that are here to help you succeed. It's very, very nice. The other leaders in the iPAS2 system are here for us. Chris and I are going to be there for you. We're going to do a TV show every week. We've got a TV channel in system. We've got training that happens all the time. So all of the support that's available to you on a community level, on a leadership level, and on your sponsor level, because the sponsors, whoever sent you to this website, their motive is to help you to succeed. The problem you've got is you don't know what their motive is. You don't know why their motive. And I'm telling you, in video number 5 in the system, you're going to see how motivated they are to help you. It's a glorious thing. The problem is I can't give it all the way because that's not how the system works. The system needs you to go through it to learn about it. Okay? Anything else, Marion? You're wondering, you're thinking. Anybody, any questions you guys got? I'd love to give you my 2 cents.
I know. Mark, come on, Mark. This is something I've heard you talk to us about on, our coaching calls and that kind of thing. And you always kind of fire me up when you talk about it. Just give us an example. I know we're we're slightly past the hour. I'm fairly certain. I mean, anybody who has to go, do feel free to go. But I'm sure there are those that don't want to go really. But this is something that we discussed, and I just found it so funny, really, and so interesting. How do you deal? Supposing I came to you for coaching, Mark, right?
Yes.
My sponsor was a black member, and I came to you for coaching.
Sure.
Go ahead. I'll leave it to you. What would be your advice to me, and how would you go about things?
So let's play this out. If I was a coach and you were a brand new person coming into the system, is that the scenario?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Well, good question. Thank you.
Mm.
I might have to stretch out a little bit. I get
Go on, yes. And give us the phone thing, you know. You're on the phone, so go on.
I know. I start talking. You guys, this is going to come a little bit from my heart, a little bit more than my head right now. So I just want you to understand this. These are the conversations I've been having for 1.5 years with people, because here's the thing. When you get plugged into the system, and if you talk to any coach, I'll tell you what I'm going to say, but here's the news for you. If you're speaking with any of the coaches, Marion or any of the other coaches that are in the iPAS2 system, they are all successful users of the system. They know it works. They know how it works. They know why it works. They know where it works, and they know when it works. They know that it works because they're using it. Okay? Now, what you're going to feel from me, if I was your coach, Marion, is you would feel the energy that I have to know that the thing confidently works. Okay? I have certainty on this. And if I was coaching you, you would know that there is certainty involved with this. And the only reason there's certainty involved is because I'm the dummy. I'm the one that doesn't know, all about this stuff. Here's what I know, and this is what I started with. I know factually, if I plug into the system, I get to what's called a black card level membership. Okay, and lost you again. I think. Let me just see if I can chat with Mary again. Oops. All right, guys. I don't know what I don't know. What I don't know is if you can see me or hear me. So I apologize. All I see is my screen going blank. Oh, there we back, Marion. Okay. Sorry, did I lose you? You can hear me okay now? I'm so sorry, guys.
Yes, Mark.
I'm sorry. On my side, I never know if you've lost me or not, so I apologize for just right in the middle of it. But what I was saying is that because what I know is I've learned everything from Chris. Now, that does not put me in an advantage over you, because I don't have the secret sauce. All I know is I use the system that we built, just like you get to. I use the exact same capture pages and advertising pages that you get to use. I use the same one, so does Chris. Okay? I use the same coaches that you will be able to use. The ones that Chris uses, the one that Marion uses. We all use and do the same thing you have an opportunity to do. So what that means, Marion, if I'm trying to coach you, is that you have the exact same opportunity to succeed as Chris and I do. That's the beautiful part of a franchise, is that if you were to own a McDonald's franchise, they want you to succeed as much as you do. They're very interested in your success. But here's the thing. If you just plug into it and you buy their system, you can work it as a McDonald's franchise, and you'll be good. This is just a digital franchise, and the cost of owning it is not $500,000 or $1 million to build a McDonald's. That's not what we're talking about here. But you know what I mean. The things I want you to know is that you have an opportunity to succeed with this thing if you'll just learn what it is, be obedient to it, and enjoy the process, because that's all I do to succeed with it. That's all Chris does to succeed with it. That's all you're going to have to do to succeed with it. Now, there's no more magical juice than that. There's no more secret sauce than that, because guess what? Everybody gets access to the same information. Let me say that again. Everybody gets access to the same information, the same sales tools, the same training, the same information. The only thing that changes is their own free will as a human being, what they're going to do. Welcome to life. That's why we can't make any guarantees. I can bring a thirsty man to water, but I can't make him drink. Can't do that. I can give him whatever he wants. I can show him how to fish. But is he going to choose to do it? I've lost you again. Sorry about that, guys. I hope you can hear me. But if I have if I need help, I've got to be able to receive that help, and I've got to be obedient to the help and do what they say to do. So the fun part for me is that I tell my students the same thing, is that they have the same opportunity that I do. They have the same opportunity that everybody does. And if you're given the same opportunity...
Mark, don't mind me. You just carry on.
Yeah, and there's no problem. I mean, if you have the same opportunity everybody else does, there's only one variable. The only one variable is you guys. You are your own future decision maker on this thing. Now I'm trying to get you to understand, to get your hands on the system. Okay? Go through the system while you get it for free. If you like it, you do it, and that's great. You're going to enjoy making some money. If you don't, that's fine. It's not for you. Spit it out. You don't need it. You're not out anything. Okay? So there's not really a downside for you guys to get in on this thing. I happen to have certainty that it works. That's my advantage. The only advantage I have on you is I've been using it already. And when I have money in my pocket because I've been using it already, I have certainty. You do not, because you haven't gone through the process yet. And if you're too skeptical to go through the process, you lose. Go back to your job. Okay? If you want to go ahead and join us here with the team, with Marion, whoever sent you to this website, you click that button below, you sign up for your free iPAS2 account. After you do that, you're going to see a video from Chris. He's going to explain a bunch about the system to you there. Okay? All I'm trying to get you to understand is that someone like me, who is not tech savvy, who owns a gym, can have a successful business with iPAS2, so can you. Right? It just depends on what you're going to do. All right? That's my advice to you. Is that do what your head and your heart tell you to do, but you need to learn everything first. Okay? If anybody cuts themselves short and says this is not for me right now, you've missed it because you haven't gone through the system to learn everything first. That's what I would tell you. Learn everything first. After you learn everything, discern it, make up your own mind. Talk to your coach about it, and if it's right for you and it's the right fit, you're going to enjoy success. Okay? I'm certain of it. Very certain of it.
Thank you, Mark. Thank you. Can I just ask one quick question here, Mark? You know, you said here to learn everything first before you actually go ahead, kind of thing. Now, some people could be misinterpreting that as, you know, there's a 6 months, 9 months period of learning things. Yeah, exactly. Just I know what you meant, Mark, but if you can just clarify that, please.
Yeah, thank you. What Marion's talking about is once you get into the system on the 4th of September, once you get into it, the system will be on lock until you've gone through the learning videos. There's 5 videos that Chris and I will take you through that are going to teach you everything about the iPAS2 system. It teaches you the logic behind it. It teaches you how it's going to work. It teaches you how it's going to work for you. It teaches you how you're going to be able to plug into it. Okay? And this is a 5-video training series. I think each video is around a half hour in that time frame. So as long as it takes you to get through those video tutorials to learn everything is as long as it's going to take you to go through it. Some people may sit down and go through all the videos in one sitting, which would be, I imagine, you know, a couple hours worth of training. If not, they go through it during the day or maybe over a couple days at their leisure, at whatever makes sense to them. But that's what I mean by learning everything before you decide anything, is to go through the video series, what Chris and I call the success formula. It goes through the iPAS2 success formula, and it's a 5-video training series that you'll go through. It's going to be the very first thing you go through that you start with when you plug into the system on the 4th of September.
Lovely. Thank you, Mark. I really, really appreciate that. Do you mind fielding a couple of questions before?
Oh, I don't mind at all. Whatever you got. I can't see any of the questions. So
that's fine. I'll read them out for you. First of all, you've got Alex here, Alex Zubarev. So do you want to kind of tell him what you... I just thought I'd stir things a little bit.
No, yeah, I lifted today, especially with that and with Alex in mind. I actually had Alex in mind all day for 2 hours today.
Oh, bless you, Alex. There you go.
No, go ahead. What did Alex have to say?
No, Alex is not saying. Alex is just very excited, and he's just remarking to people how how well iPAS1 worked, and as he says, it had less than 10% of the automation that iPAS2 brings, and he absolutely killed it there. So he's one excited bunny. So we'll leave that there. There's Talon asking, and I haven't actually come across this, Mark. But Talon says that he's seeing somewhere, let me see if I can find his question. He says, please explain the skip the trial thing that he's seeing somewhere. Now, I haven't seen anything that says skip the trial. I'm wondering if it's somebody's personal marketing that's doing that.
I don't know anything about skip the trial. There's nothing that we have put out as a team that is skip the trial. I don't know what that would be.
That's what I'm thinking as well. Yeah, Talon, maybe we can connect. After the webinar, and I'll explain things to you properly. Yeah. Another question is, and I can't remember who asked it, was why is there a gap between us starting on the 4th and then the links going live on the 8th? Is that to get us sort of acclimatized and prepared?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Exactly. It gives everybody 4 days to get through the system and get it all set up. For the people, for the new people that haven't even started, they will not understand what I'm saying. For the people that are on the webinar that have their hands on the iPAS1 system and their profit maximizers already, this will make sense. So for the people that are in that category 2 that have their hands on iPAS1 and have things set up, here's the reason why. Is that we're just giving a 4-day grace period for you to get in there, set up everything, get through the tutorial, set up your profile, set up your account, activate your coaches, turn everything on, and then on the 8th of September, on Monday, the 8th, is when all of the links for advertising will go live for you. We're just giving people 4 days to get in there, get it set up, get familiar with it, click all the buttons in there, go through some of the training, go through whatever they want to see where it is, because as this is in pre-launch right now and on the 4th of September it's going live, I got news for you just a little bit. The computer engineers who have built this thing, they want to see what happens when a whole bunch of people go through it. They just want to feel comfortable with what they built. It's like building a building for a party, and then all of a sudden all the people come rushing into the party. You want to make sure that you have enough bartenders. You know what I mean? You want to make sure that you had enough hors d'oeuvres. Okay? So what it's going to give us is on the inside is 4 days worth of stress testing and debugging and instantly fixing any issues that ever come up really fast with the people that are familiar with it. After it goes live and the rest of the world gets their hands on this and we start making money with it, we'll be on the Monday the 8th. Then that's when it's all live. But it gives us 4 days worth of people to get their hands on it, go through the training, get all of their accounts set up. Okay? And again, when I say this, you don't know what I'm saying because it's all going to be taught to you once you get in there. Okay? So for the new people, you're like, well, boy, what you just said is like, I don't know. I understand.
Yeah.
I understand that because you haven't gone through the system yet and getting the education on what a profit maximizer is. You don't even know what I mean when I say that, and I understand that respectfully. I understand that. Once you get your hands on this and you jump into it on the 4th of September, you'll start to learn what a profit maximizer is and how helpful it's going to be for your internet marketing business to be able to make big money, make multiple thousands of dollars, even a day with these sort of things. That's how powerful the system is. So it's very exciting times.
Thank you, Mark. One
Yeah.
more quick question for you, and then we'll close this, Mark. And
Sure.
I'm so sorry if you answered this, but I got completely distracted because it was a little spider on the wall here. It completely freaked me out. So I don't know if you answered this, but Gary Brennan is asking, what time does it open for founding members on the 4th? He says he's heard that it's going to be 12 noon. Would that be EST, CST? You know, definitely not UK, I know.
I do, yeah. Gary, I don't know the minute, I don't know the second of a live getting in. I don't know the answer of the time of the day on the 4th, and I can appreciate the question because you're chomping at it. I know you want your hands on it. You guys, I want to share. Look, let me just share with you this real quick, if I can. Marion, is there anybody left watching?
Oh yes, Mark. There's more people coming in, so
Okay.
you go ahead. No problem at all.
Let me share this with you guys. There was a time when I was learning internet marketing from Chris a couple years ago, and I owned the gym. So I was a president of a gym, a martial arts gym, and a successful entrepreneur. I did business. So every time Chris would teach me a little bit about doing internet marketing, I would go ahead and at night I'd have all this huge amount of information in my head, and I'd call Chris. I said, Chris, I've got these ideas that I want to try to do in internet marketing. I said, let's talk about it tomorrow at the gym. So he'd come to the gym and we'd lift, and I'd say, how about if we do this, and how about if we do this and do this? He goes, Mark, I did that 5 years ago. That didn't work out very well. We would never do anything like that again, and here's why. So he's cracking the whip going, look, good idea. Appreciate that, but I've already been there and it doesn't work. But that's a good idea. Keep thinking. So I'm like, okay, great. So he doesn't burst my bubble, but he's like, I've already been there. He's already learned all this stuff. And this is the beautiful part, is that we get to keep learning or leaning on Chris's experience. So of course, every day I call Chris. I'm like, look, I have this idea. I'm going to talk to you tomorrow about it at the gym. And I talked to him, and he's like, Mark, that's a really good idea. I think we should start doing something like that. So I would go through all of these creative processes in my mind on how I could do internet marketing. The beautiful part was that I get to use Chris as my sounding board of what my ideas were. So eventually I came to him one day. I said, Chris, send me the logo of the company because I need the logo as soon as possible. And then he's like, well, what do you need the logo for, Mark? I said, don't worry about it. Just send me the damn logo. And he's like, well, what do you need it for? I said, don't worry about it. Send me the logo, and I'll see you tomorrow at the lift. So we lift the next day, and I don't tell him what my idea is. We're lifting, we're training, and he knows I need the logo. And finally, we finish with our lift, and we go into my office. He's like, Mark, seriously, what's going on? I said, look, Chris, here's what I want to do. I want to have a group of individuals that are card-carrying club members, that they carry this card around, and they are the most successful internet marketers on the planet. Okay, I want them to all be owning this card. Okay, I want them to be card-carrying club members. Because when you can be in my mind, I'm like, that would be like you'd have an elite membership level within an environment where you're an elite card-carrying club member, and anybody who holds these cards would all know that they're part of this group that is the most successful internet marketing people on the planet. I said, so I'm going to create. I want to create a card club of people that are very successful with the business. And he looks at it, he's like, Mark, that's a good idea. He said, you know what we need to do, though? He said, we need to make it a black card. And I'm like, okay, we can do that. Okay, so I'm telling you the story as how the Black Card Club got born with Chris and I. Okay, Now, what you need to know, and you don't know if you're not into this business yet, is you're going to want to get your hands on the Black Card membership level within iPAS2. If you're not into it, you don't know why I'm saying that, you will know why I'm saying that. For those of you that do own a Black Card, welcome to the club. That card is going to put a lot of money in your pocket. I'm telling you this. I know this. As the co-founder of the Black Card membership level within iPAS2, I'm telling you, it's going to be a fun ride, you guys. September 4th is going to be exciting. September 8th is going to be even more exciting. It's on. You guys are in a very, very good spot. I cannot wait to have our coaches help you with your internet marketing business to be successful. I can't wait. Marion can't wait. It's going to be very, very good. I cannot wait for you to get your hands on one of these Black Card membership levels within iPAS2, and I welcome you to our club, you guys. This is going to be fun. I cannot wait to meet you. It's going to be exciting.
Thank you, Mark. You've done ever so well. You know, you've been an absolute star. People have absolutely loved listening to you. Here's the thing: we're desperately hungry for a system that works.
Yeah.
You know, and I think we all got a small taste of it with iPAS1, and with iPAS2 just going to exceed everything. We can't wait. Poor Rocky here is having a little fit. You know, he says, "We can't wait." Yes, Rocky Vega. He says, why can't the both hurry up and get here now? You know, so I know exactly how you feel, Rocky. The first thing I thought of when I got up this morning was, ooh, 3 sleeps to the 4th. You know, what is that like?
You're sleeping now? I didn't know you were sleeping.
Exactly, you know, catching up with sleep while I can. But that's the thing. We are so excited. Mark, anything else you'd like to say with closing, or
no. I think you guys. What's that?
No, you go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. No, you guys. Other than what I've said is that if you have been looking for something that works, and I know I have. I've been looking for something that works like this for a long time. Okay. Little did I know at the time that my best friend Chris Jones knew all this stuff and wanted to teach you and I how to do it and give us the tools in the system to have a successful business. Now, to the best of our ability, Chris and I are going to do that. And the rest of the iPAS2 team. You guys, we have so many good people on our team to make sure that you're in a good spot to succeed, because of course we benefit from it. Now, I'm not going to say you don't, because the way the whole system is set up, it's like Zig Ziglar says, and my friend Anthony says all the time, he's like, look, if you do help enough other people get what they want, you'll have all of what you want. You'll have it all. Yeah. So our motive for Chris and I, all we want to do is find a way to help people succeed with this thing. And really that comes from the heart more than the head. And when the system works, and I know it does because I need it to work, because I use the system too, you guys, I'm in the same boat as you are. I'm in the same boat with Marion. I'm in the same boat with Chris. I'm in the same boat with you. Okay? I'm on your side. I'm here with you trying to make sure this thing works. Okay? I just need you to know that. I just need you to know that. I need you to feel that. It's important. It's just important. And if you've been looking for something, I'm trying to help you understand this. This is it. This is what you've been looking for.
Yeah.
It's what you've been looking for. And I say that just because I know it works. And I'm nothing special.
Exactly. I
am nothing special. I am simply obedient to the system. When I tell people that, when I have told people on the phone, I'm like, look, you need to be obedient to the system. And people, they're like, Mark, you're using such strong language. You say you'll be obedient. I'm like, yeah, He's like, well, you're telling me there's going to be consequences. I said, yeah, welcome to life. And they don't want to be obedient. They want to do their own thing. They want to be disobedient. They want to answer to nobody. Okay, right on. Doesn't work for me. I want to be obedient to something that works. And I want to be very respectful to you guys. And I'm very respectful to Chris. I'm very respectful to the team.
Yeah.
You guys, this is most likely what you're looking for. Click the button below. Get your hands on the system. Be obedient to it. And enjoy the finer things in life. You guys are here. Look, here I go again. Is this okay, Marion? Just something to me right now.
Yes, you go.
People, they ask me, they're like, Mark, well, can you imagine? They're like, Mark, can you imagine? Can you imagine being in on Amway when it started? How big that would be right now. Can you imagine if you were in 1986, if you could have bought stock in any company, would you have bought Microsoft? Can you imagine having been in on that? Can you imagine, being a roommate of Mark Zuckerberg when he was coming together with Facebook? Can you imagine being in on something at the beginning, right? I get this all the time. Mark, could you imagine being in on something at the beginning? And I go, yeah, I can imagine that.
Yeah.
I can imagine that. I can imagine that. Guess what? I also can know how it feels. I know exactly how it feels. I know exactly how it feels to be in on something from the beginning. Because to the best of my efforts, all I want to do is help Chris, help you guys make this thing successful. That's all I want to do. And when you're there at the beginning like you guys are now, we're in pre-launch. There's no more beginning than that. You guys have a chance to do something from the beginning that's going to be huge. And some of you won't take it. Some of you will not click that button below, and it just frustrates me. Sorry, it does. I'm like, ah. Because your skepticism takes over. Okay, I love you where you're at. But I'm telling you, if you ever wanted to be in on something from the beginning, you're in the right spot. You make sure you get your hands on this iPAS2 system, open it up on the 4th, get it all set up, get in the right position, get your hands on the profit maximizers in there, get them all, try to find a way to get to that black card level membership, and enjoy the fruits of your obedience to the system. This is a great time, you guys. I get very excited about this. And the reason I get excited is because I know it works. But I'm not trying to get excited to make you jump off the cliff on emotion. That's a bunch of BS and hockey. I'm not there for that. I get excited because I know it works. And I have certainty over it. I have certainty. Okay? That's where I'm at. Sorry, Marion. I just get fired up.
Mark, thank you. I really do appreciate you. And the reason I'm laughing is I was just waiting for you to go off on one because your passion comes through kind of thing. But it's very difficult to not get passionate about something that you've been waiting for so long, isn't it?
Right. Yeah.
So I completely understand you.
Yep.
Mark, thank you for your time, really, and your wisdom and your authenticity, all comes through, and your passion, you crazy man. But thank you so much. And guys, can I just say, Mark's one of the coaches, yes, Mark is absolutely amazing, and he works primarily for Chris and all of that. But Mark will tell you that the coaches, they're an amazing bunch, aren't they, Mark?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You guys, the coaches are first class. The coaches are outstanding. They've been hand-selected by Anthony Williams, who's in charge of the management of the coaches. And as I said before, the beautiful part about the coaches is that they're users of the system. They're successfully using the system to make it work. They know the position that other people need to be in to be successful with this too, and they're going to share that with you. They're not going to hold anything back. We tell them, look, be very honest and respectful of people, but tell them what they need to hear. Sometimes they may not like what they have to hear, but we got to tell them anyway. It's important for us to be respectful, to tell them enough honesty on how this thing works. Whether it will work for them or not, we don't know. But you guys, if you get your hands on the ability to have a coach, And there's only one way that that happens, is if the person that sent you here and that would be your sponsor, if they are a black card member level with an iPAS and they have activated their coach, then you're going to have access to talking to a coach. Otherwise, you'll have access to talking to that sponsor directly. You will not have a coach. So I just want to be clear on that.
And of course, we speak to the black members, black card members,
Yes.
prospects, which of course
Yes.
is what it's all about,
Yes.
really, you know.
Yes.
So absolutely wonderful.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate you. Guys, we're going to let Mark go off and enjoy the rest of Labor Day. I know you'll join me in thanking him tremendously. And I'll stay behind and answer some questions here, if I can. And the rest, I'm sure Mark will answer, you know, at some time. Do tune in, same time.
Yeah, I've got time if you need me.
Go ahead,
I can
Mark.
hang out here. I've got easily,
Okay.
easily 20 more minutes before my bride needs me to.
Okay. Oh, bless her. Okay, let me see. I think now we're just getting all the excitement here. You know, the questions have been asked and answered, and you've actually, you know, spoken a lot about that. Irene here says she feels the love so much that she's crying. And what I replied to, and I can't see it here, is that actually on the coaches call we spend quite a lot of time doing that. You know?
These are my Chris Jones. These are my Kleenex, Chris Jones Kleenex.
What I will say, guys, in closing is, you know, regarding the coaches, right? You all have got yourselves in such a brilliant place because all this time that we waited, you've had a core of coaches that expected this to start back in, I think, April, May, or something. May, isn't it, Mark? And there have been a core of us who, you know, resigned from jobs, gave up jobs, did all that kind of thing to take this job because we realized it was exactly what we were looking for our teams and all of that kind of thing. And of course, as this time has gone on, we have stayed. Not one of the coaches has actually left. Did you realize that, Mark? Not one single coach.
When you trying to think, I think you're right. I think you're right, Marion. I know.
Not
There's
one of us. Wow. There's more been added.
I think you're right.
I
can't think in my mind who may have come and then left. I think there's one individual that came in on the new batch that never really made it yet, but I just don't know.
Yes.
But that's up to
yes.
Exactly. I think you're right. I think all you guys, all of the coaches that came in back in February, March. You guys, these coaches have been ready to. They're here chomping at the bit as much as you are to get your hands on the system. They are here waiting to help your people once they get into the system. That's the cool part.
We can't wait. You know, it's been brilliant, absolutely, and we're really, really looking forward to this. So glad you could come here, Mark. Guess who's on next week's call? Your friend Anthony. And by the way, can I just say, right, when Mark talks about respecting us, more often than not in coaches' calls, if we don't agree with him, he sits there shooting at us with Nerf guns, right? I don't know what kind of thing that is, but you know, to your great benefit, we've actually grown into a very tight-knit group of coaches who are very kind of family orientated and here to help you succeed, you know. So it's all worked out for the best. All these delays have worked out for everyone's best. So thank you for being here. As I said, I cut myself short here. Anthony is going to be on next week's call with us.
Awesome.
And he'll be talking, yeah, I know, Mark, he's lovely, isn't he? He'll be talking more specifically about the coach's roles in, you know, what's going to happen for you as well. So that's great.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The beautiful part about that, and I know when one person said, well, about the support. Anthony has a show within the television station in iPAS called The Coach's Corner, and for the people that are able to watch those, which I believe should be everybody that has the iPAS2 system, you'll be able to watch the Coach's Corner, which is going to be live interaction with the actual coaches that help you stay headed the right direction to have a successful business with the support once you get in. Once you get in, there's an enormous amount of support. There's support from the coaches to help you make your decision on positioning, and then after that, there's an enormous amount of training and support that is ongoing. And when Marion talks about Anthony, he has a specific television show called Coach's Corner, and it is meant to be very helpful for all of our members to learn inside tips from the coaches. It's very, very good, very, very exciting. You guys are going to be in good hands next week. For sure, get back on next week with Marion.
Yeah,
whoever sent you to this to hear from Anthony Williams, he's going to, I say he's going to blow your hair back. If you had hair, you'd understand. And when you see Anthony next week, you'll understand that he's had his hair blown off too.
Thank you, Mark. I really appreciate you. And on behalf of the Prosperity Dream Achievers team, thank you guys for coming along and joining us. We love it. It's all family here. And as I say, do feel free to send your prospects here. We're 100% safe. All right, we just work that way within our team and everywhere else, okay? And when I say everywhere else, I mean the wider team. Thank you, Mark. Take care. Good night, everybody, or good morning if you're in Australia and New Zealand. And, take care and talk to you soon. And watch out very, very closely for news as it comes up to the fore. All right? Take care, everybody. Good night now. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Thank you, Mark. Okay, so